You're too fat. Your skin is too dark. You shouldn't eat that. You should eat this. Your rolls are showing. How did you let yourself go? You're not enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not skinny enough. Lose some weight. Get plastic surgery. Bleach your skin. Don't look like yourself. Look like that girl on social media.
Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've been on here. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're staying calm, mindful, and happy. Today I want to talk about Asian beauty standards. If you've been following my channel, then you know that January, February, March, and the beginning of April has not been easy for me. You can follow those stories in my previous vlogs, but we made it. We made it. We made it through the rock bottoms. We made it through the ruts. We made it through all the difficult and challenging moments. And one of those challenging moments have been my struggle with my body, the size of my body to be precise. It's something that I'm still working through. It's really weird because I am at this point in life where I'm so confident with my skill. I'm very confident with, you know, all the experiences that I've accumulated and what I'm capable of. Yet the one thing that I have such a negative dialogue around is the size of my body. And I have been gaining weight, I think. I don't know. I haven't weighed myself, which is really difficult. Whenever I see a scale, I'm just like, maybe it's a good idea. But it's never a good idea for me because I get quite obsessive over it. I think only up until the beginning of the year, I got rid of my scale. I've literally been weighing myself and recording how much I weigh every single day for the past, I don't know, 10, 20 years. It's been very unhealthy. My relationship with the scale has been very, very unhealthy. So yeah, I've been struggling. I still am struggling. It's just not as prevalent with the way my body looks. It doesn't really matter how skinny or fat or chubby I am. I always feel fat. When I was competing for Miss Universe Thailand, I was super skinny. I was eating like an apple a day and a cup of coffee. That's it. And I still felt fat. It doesn't really matter how I look or what size clothing I wear. And I realized that being fat is a feeling, not a fact. It's also because I've internalized my mom's standard, society's standard, social media standard, Thai standard as my own. You know, I'm not like naturally small and skinny. That's just not my natural body. But I've been forcing myself to be that size my whole entire life because I truly believe, I still believe that I am not worthy of being seen, loved, supported if I'm not skinny. And it's a really destructive belief because if I gain a little bit of weight, then I feel like absolute crap. Even if everything in my life is going very well, if I gain weight, I feel unworthy. This time around, it hit me pretty hard because I am in this place that I've always wanted to be in my life. Like, I've never imagined having a social enterprise at 29. I mean, I'm 30 now, but like right before I turned 30, this idea came about and we started having clients. I thought that this was some far-off dream that might happen when I'm like 35 or 40, but it happened. And I get to do what I love every single day. I have control over my schedule. I'm like living the dream life, but I have this core wound, core belief that I just can't get rid of. It's just like eating me up. it really affects every other facets of my life. And I realize that I have been internalizing other people's standards as my own this whole entire time. And I'm not saying that society's standards are bad. I mean, we all internalize good and bad standards from other people. For example, what is society's standards of driving on the road? When it's green, you go. When it's red, you stop. When it's yellow, you slow down. And that's not your standard. You weren't born and innately understanding and knowing that that's what you're going to do. But these rules are society's standard to stop us from crashing into each other. You know, we live in a world where we coexist. So there are certain rules, there are certain standards that you need to follow. But when it comes to your body, no matter what size you are, you're not really harming other people, are you? You're not. It's like you're not gonna harm people if you gain weight. You're also not gonna harm people if you lose weight. It's not like the standards of, you know, traffic laws that if you don't follow those standards, you might get hurt. You might also hurt other people. And that like really clicked when I had a conversation with my mom. It was Songkran. It was Thai New Year's. Traditionally, in Thai families, you go visit your elders, you thank them, you know, you just like pay respect to them and stuff. So I went to see my grandma with my sister, my cousin, and my mom. And when I got there, we ended up taking photos, and I was wearing like really tight leggings and a very tight tank top as well. So when I kneeled down, you could see my rolls. And my mom was like, Emmy, sit up. I can see your rolls. I can see your like fat hanging out, basically. Pung ok lao. I don't know how to translate that in English, but it felt that way. It felt like, Emmy, your fat is showing. Please sit up. That's what it felt like, even though that wasn't her intention. And I got really upset. Like, I like spiraled. I couldn't control anything. I was like, Mom, don't talk to me like that. I told you this is a topic that we don't talk about. For years and years, when I was, you know, really into like the whole body positivity movement, I aggressively told my mom that we're not going to talk about this anymore. And I tried so hard to change her mind about her beauty standards and the way she views beauty and the value of herself, the value of me attached to beauty. And she's not going to change her mind. But I don't have control over her, but I have control over me. And we went to lunch, and then we had like a really open and honest conversation. And I told her that I do enjoy getting ready. I enjoy like, you know, dressing up. I enjoy putting makeup on, but not every day. Like, I enjoy those things, but I don't want it to take up majority of my life. Like, I am very sure of my purpose and what I want to do in life and how I want to make this world a better place and how I want to focus my energy into advocating for mental health and spiritual help and helping others. Like, that is so true to my core that if it means me only having like 5% or 10% of my waking hours dedicated to like beauty and like looking good and like dressing up, wearing makeup, worrying about my weight and stuff like that, I am okay with that. Like, I'm okay with having like the rest of my time, the 90% of my time, fulfilling my purpose, taking care of my internal health, taking care of my mental health, taking care of my like physical health, the way I feel rather than the way I look. Like, I'm totally okay with that. But do I want to, you know, look good and polish every day? Of course. But it takes time. Like, doing my hair takes time. Doing my makeup takes time. Having to like worry about what I'm going to wear takes time. Like, I do like looking good, but if it means that I have to sacrifice all these time for self-care and like fulfilling my purpose, then I'd rather not. And I told her very clearly that like, if in a click of a finger, I could look very polished, I would do that. I would do that every day. If I could just do that and then like I look super polished and like, you know, my hair is not frizzy, I would totally do that. But I am not going to get plastic surgery. I'm not going to wear makeup every day. I'm not going to do my hair every day. I'm not going to spend most of my waking hours worrying about how I look. Like, and the question that she asked me was like, ugh, in my heart. What she asked me was, don't you want to look pretty? Not in that tone, but that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like to me. It felt like her just like, you know, putting an arrow like right in my heart. I was like, ugh. My sister was sitting next to me and she was like, ugh. She was like trying to help moderate. And that like made me cry, teared up, because of course, like, knowing that your mom doesn't think you're pretty when you think you're pretty. I think I'm pretty. I think I look decent. Like, I might not be the prettiest, or I don't know, I might not be your standard, but like, I think I look good. Intellectually, not subconsciously. See, even saying that, I feel so uncomfortable. But if I say like, I'm smart, I'm talented, like, I'm so confident, I have no doubt about that. Like, I don't have any shadows, I don't feel any doubt. I'm like, yeah, I'm the boss. I am the boss. But then when it comes to like, I look good, I'm just kind of like, I look good, question mark. I am in good shape, question mark. Because of you know, how I was raised, to always strive to look better. You know, the stereotypical like tiger mom who wants their kids to like do well in school and like get good grades and get a good job and stuff. My parents, well, my mom is like that, but with the way that I look. I mean, I don't blame her because she's freaking gorgeous. My mom and my sister are both like stereotypical Asian beauty standard. Like, they are the standard. And I am not. I don't meet the Asian beauty standard. She believes that I am not pretty, or I don't look pretty enough because the way I look doesn't meet her standard. And that's when I realized that, whoa, I've been internalizing her beauty standards as my own. And where did that beauty standard come from? Her beauty standard came from society. It came from her experiences in her life. And I have totally gobbled that up and internalized it as my own. I had a conversation with my sister. She also goes through the same thing. And it was bizarre to me because she is like the Asian beauty standard. And my mom still, you know, tells her to do her hair, to make sure she looks good. And, you know, I'm not sitting here and blaming my mom for all the traumas that I've suffered, because it's not just her. It's also society. It's social media. It's perpetuated by so many different things. It's from me being in the entertainment business and being, you know, literally judged, and my livelihood literally depended on the way I look. And by, you know, the cosmetic, the beauty industry, like plastic surgery, and just, there is just a plethora of reasons why I have this belief. But being in a household, growing up in a household where your mom is constantly pressuring you to look better isn't helpful. There's been multiple times where she has pressured me to get plastic surgery. And that's where I draw the line. When I was in the entertainment business, I did get like Botox and fillers for, I think, like a year. And then after that, I guess it's like dissolved already. But that is really where I draw the line today. Like, I am not going to get Botox. I am not going to get fillers. I am not going to suffer physically to look better. And I'm not, you know, trying to villainize my mom. I really tried my best to empathize with her and see where she's coming from. And what I realized was that the fact that I haven't been able to convince her that her worth is not attached to, you know, the way she looks, or my worth isn't attached to the way I look or the size of my body. It's been very difficult to convince her to believe that, or to even like change her perspective on that. I realize, because if she were to change her whole entire perspective and her whole entire belief about, you know, her beauty and her worth, she has to question her whole entire existence. And that's really scary, to really rethink about your worth for the past, like, what, 60 years? It's scary. Like, even for me, when I was at the beginning of my healing journey, even last year, when I realized that, wait, I'm not a human rights activist. Like, maybe working for the UN and for, you know, in the NGO industry isn't me. Even though I was, you know, striving for that for the past, like, I don't know, throughout my 20s. And I realized that that wasn't me anymore, and that was really scary. And I think for her to rethink her belief system about the way she looks, something that she has so much pride in, something that everyone acknowledges her for, something that she's been validated for, and her belief is, the prettier you are, the more chances you have of being successful. And she's been a mom and a wife for the past like 30 years, you know? She hasn't had a job, and without her beauty, like, she doesn't really have anything else to hold on to. So, yeah. That's why I realized that I can't change the way she thinks, and all I can do is to set boundaries and really let her know that I really don't feel comfortable discussing the way I look with her, and we can agree to disagree. And then I can just like focus on healing my own wounds, healing my own trauma, and my internal dialogue with regards to the way I look and the shape of my body. If you're struggling from, you know, body dysmorphia and eating disorder, know that you're not alone. Please know that the way you look or the size of your body doesn't define your worth. Like, please know that your worth is within you. Everything you need is already within you. And I know that it's a really difficult thing to combat and a really difficult thing to work through, because you're doing all this work and you're trying to reprogram your dialogue, and then you walk outside your house and you see all these ads of like, be prettier, wear this, get liposuction, get a breast implant, like get a nose job and all these things, and it's just so overwhelming. And you don't even have to walk out of your house. You can look on your phone and you see all these beautiful, perfectly shaped bodies and faces, and it's hard to not compare the way you look to those photos. And even though there's like filters and there's like plastic surgery and there's all these things, like, your emotion and your brain can't always filter that and can't always like comprehend that this is not like real, you know, like this is not like natural. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure it all out.